starts with two. A simple step, a shared journey, and as others walk beside us, we grow in strength, in hope, in community, side by side, in community.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to our final week of September series here in Side by Side in Community. I'm Pastor TJ McCabe, and if you've been with us this month, you know we've been talking about calling. We started with Moses and asked, "What's in your hand?" And then we asked with Esther, "Is this the moment that we were made for?" And last week, we grounded our calling in the everyday with Paul's words of, "Whatever you do, do it for Christ." And so now we come to one of the most honest parts of the journey. One that happens when you don't know what your next step is. Psalm 119, verse 105 says, "Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path." It sounds lovely and it's poetic until you realize what it doesn't say. It doesn't say that God's word is a floodlight. It doesn't say that God's word is a blueprint. It doesn't say that God's word is a GPS direction with an estimated time of arrival. Instead, it says God's word is a lamp. You see, a lamp gives you just enough light for the next step. Not for the whole staircase, but just for the next few steps. Not for the whole journey. But I also know that that can feel frustrating, isn't it? We want to know. What job should I take next? Where is it that I should serve? Is this relationship the right relationship for me? Should I stay or should I go? Is this really my calling or just wishful thinking? But God rarely gives us a full answer up front. Instead, God gives us the next faithful step. And He invites us to trust that He'll meet us again when it's time for the one after that. So maybe you're in a season right now where the path feels unclear. You've prayed, and you've read the scriptures, you've listened, and yet things are still foggy. If that's you, I want to say this to you very clearly. You're not doing anything wrong. You haven't missed your calling. God hasn't forgotten you. Sometimes calling is loud and certain, but sometimes it's quiet and gradual. But always it's shaped by God's presence in our lives. Not performance, not productivity, but God's presence. Our presence to God and God's presence to us. And with God and with people, the people that He's placed beside us. And so I want you to look at where it is that we are currently. These last few weeks, I've actually recorded on what I believe to be the very edge of the property here at Countryside Community. You see, we have 17 acres here. 17 acres that leave a lot of opportunity for purpose and mission. A lot of opportunity for what comes next. But as we consider that, can you imagine being this ground? Imagine being this ground where, well, I wasn't called to be where the sanctuary sits, or I wasn't called to be where the picnic pavilion is, or where the parking lot is. I'm just off in the edge, lost in a corner. But God's presence is here on this property, just as it is in that sanctuary. It is always shaped by presence. Not by performance, not by productivity, but presence. With God and with the people that He's placed beside you and I. And so let me leave you with this. You don't have to know the whole journey. You just have to keep walking. One prayer at a time. one yes at a time, one brave, messy, uncertain, hopeful step at a time. And in doing so, you are already living into your calling that God has made for you. And so this week, ask yourself, what is one faithful step that I could make today towards God's call for my life? Where is God shining just enough light for me to know what that next step needs to be, for me to choose to keep going? Because even when the road feels unclear, uncertain, God is still walking beside you, step by step. And so we're walking side by side in community too. I'll see you next month. Let's keep walking side by side in community together with Christ.